Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am doing a collective reading and energy update. Now, I will say that I am not going into this reading feeling 100% myself energetically. However, I still wanted to record it because I know that whenever I am experiencing something individually, it tends to speak to something collectively as well. And I actually feel that could be a major message coming through for someone right at the beginning of this reading, which is you are experiencing, feeling everything for a reason. And also, you are never an island. Whatever you are going through or experiencing, know that you are not alone in it. In fact, you are right on the leading edge of a lot of massive collective shifts taking place. And even more so than that, you are actually leading the way through many of these collective shifts. I kept getting messages today, some of which I shared in a recent Instagram post about someone who, from a human perspective, may have been perceiving themselves to be quote unquote behind the curve when it came to a particular area of their life. If you haven't yet seen that post, you can check it out on my Instagram, which is at Magnetize Yourself. But for those of you who did see it, I know that there was a lot of resonance there around the idea that stuck feelings we might have are, in a sense, indicating to us where our greatest points of purpose are in our life. Because very often as souls, we actually choose to take on a certain amount of shadow, a certain amount of darkness or hardship in highly specific areas of our life. And we do this essentially to get a crash course in evolving in those areas, which then transforms us into teachers and leaders in whatever that particular element is. So of course, this is going to look very unique for each of you here listening. For some people, this could show up, for example, as if you were someone who, as a child, had difficulty expressing themselves emotionally. Maybe you felt that people around you didn't really understand you or care about how you were feeling. And as a result, you may have actually stuffed down your own emotions. Well, it's very likely that as you go on that healing journey of emotional self-reconnection and learn to reconnect with your own emotions, you will actually be able to better relate to and empath what others are feeling to a degree that someone who never underwent those experiences would never be able to do. If you felt as though you were denied having a voice when you were younger, it's very likely you are someone who was actually meant to have an incredibly powerful voice. And through that process of remembering, there is immense evolution taking place at a soul level that actually really pushes you into that specific purpose. So it's ironic. I keep hearing cosmic joke. It's almost like a strange cosmic joke that very often where we feel we are struggling the most, where we are the hardest on ourselves, these are actually the areas of our life where we hold the greatest power and the greatest potential. I'm going to start by pulling a Starseed Oracle card. Of course, if you would like to tune your energy more specifically into the reading, it does help if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if while you're listening, anything does resonate, I would love to hear from you in the comments under the video. The comment section is one of my favorite parts of this community that we're co-creating because I feel it provides a very strong sense of mutual support and upliftment, and reminds all of us that, as I said earlier in the reading, we are not islands. We are not alone on this journey. Here we have the card, all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Can I get a clarification on this card also from the Starseed Oracle deck? I just saw waterfalls. Maybe that connects with someone in some type of way, but also the symbol of a waterfall is really powerful. I haven't done this in a while, but I really want to look up this waterfall symbol here to actually channel a message from it in real time. So waterfalls can actually indicate a spiritual enlightenment taking place. They can also represent the flow of life, relinquishing, letting go of things that are not important anymore, the act of purifying, openness, flexibility, and the idea that your power comes from your flexibility, your ability to be fluid and open and receptive. Wow, that was actually a very aligned symbol to be channeling in this reading, because with this card, I remember as well in the reverse position, I feel like someone is at a major moment in their destiny, so to speak, here on earth. I feel as though you are experiencing what I personally like to refer to as a soul checkpoint. These checkpoints are moments that we predesignate as a soul prior to incarnating on earth. These are moments of massive importance and transformation. You could almost think of prior to incarnating here, you get a sort of like a movie preview of what your life is going to look like in general terms, a general sketch of the potential timeline of your life. Now, of course, once we do become physical here, we enter the veil of amnesia. So we don't actually consciously remember these intentions initially, except in very, very rare cases. And we also have conscious free will, of course, after incarnating. However, these checkpoint moments are moments that we knew would be of massive importance. Therefore, when they happen, we tend to get a very strong sense that something significant is taking place, even if we can't quite put our finger on it. This often becomes most noticeable when we are encountering, for example, a soul connection that is meant to be very influential along our soul path. So sometimes we call this soulmate recognition or twin flame recognition, when we encounter a very intense pre-designated soul kind of connection in this lifetime as one of these checkpoints. There will be this massive feeling of, I need to pay attention to this because something important is happening here. And for some reason, I just feel like someone listening here has had one of those moments recently. Now, of course, only you can know what this means for you. I feel that in one form or another, however this might look physically, what is really going on at a deeper level is someone is learning how to fully lean in and trust their intuition completely and entirely surrender control of something or someone. By going through an experience in this life, that absolutely seems to make no sense to the conscious human logical mind. So whether this is a soul connection that just doesn't logically make sense on paper, but that you're feeling this pull towards, maybe it's a dream, a vision, something seems to be taking place in your life that your soul knows, but your mind doesn't quite understand. And that is creating, again, this kind of checkpoint moment where you are being presented with two paths. Are you going to lean in fully, surrender, and trust what your heart knows? Or are you going to continue making these decisions or trying to make decisions from this more 3D based perspective? Now, even as I said that, it's really not so much a choice here, because I feel that you've already chosen. If you've aligned with this video, you've chosen to trust your heart. You've chosen to surrender. I'm hearing you've chosen the path of surrender, but this is very challenging because I do feel that many around you don't understand some of the choices that you're making at this time. This could cause you to question yourself or to feel very alone. Can I get some clarification on this? I'm not sure why this energy is coming up with the 9 of Wands reversed of someone. There is a masculine energy here coming up as the King of Swords reversed as well. This feels like someone from your past, someone that perhaps you've been trying to release or let go of. This person is coming up as very rigid or stubborn. This could resonate with an energy within you that's been triggered, that energy of trying to go back into old ways of doing things from a 3D perspective that are no longer working. Of course, we do all have a balance of the masculine and feminine energies within us. So this may be resonating with those old patterns of trying to control or trying to hold on very tightly within yourself. But I have to say that for most of you, I really feel like this is an external person. This is someone that, for some reason, the words trauma bond came out. I don't know if this is a trauma bond for someone listening or if there was just a lot of emotional intensity around this person or situation. But it does feel as though your spirit has been guiding you to either set boundaries here or to release. I just keep hearing let go of the old and allow the new energy to come in. I'm also hearing you will discern your connection with others and who is meant to be in your life at this time by how they make your heart feel. And that feels like a very strong message for someone, because I'm getting that when someone allows you to connect with them while keeping your heart chakra soft and open, while feeling soft, I'm hearing soft feminine era. So you may be considering yourself more so as the divine feminine, and you are entering this era of allowing yourself to be soft, to be receptive, to be self-loving, heart chakra open. And therefore, at this point, you are only able of keeping people in your life who really resonate with that open heart chakra center. Those who have a closed heart chakra will feel as though you are abandoning them or as though they are being cut out from your life. They may even blame you for this, but the ironic thing is, even when you are drifting away from other people because of this difference in heart chakra openness, you at a spiritual level are always inspiring them to open their heart more. It's just that some are more ready to do that than others. This could apply to platonic or romantic situations, but I do almost get the sense of someone or certain people feeling triggered when they feel as though you are closing off from them or pulling away, but really their heart chakra is too closed to interact with you in a very consistent way at this time, because in this ascension process we've been undergoing, our communication is becoming increasingly energetically based. So increasingly telepathic in a sense. All telepathy is essentially reading the exchange of energies between souls. And you've become very adept at doing that consciously or subconsciously. What this means is that in the past, when we were living in a more 3D timeline, we were able to keep certain people in our life that were not in energetic resonance and alignment with us through 3D based modes of communication, such as verbally communicating, spending time together, etc. But as we've become more energetically sensitive to one another through this ascension, now if someone is in our life who is emanating something energetically that is very out of resonance with us, regardless of how frequently we are physically around the person or how much we try to physically communicate with them, there will be a disconnect until they come more into resonance with us, until they essentially enter our frequency bandwidth. So I feel as though all of this is coming up for a reason. This is feeling a little random, but I know that nothing happens coincidentally. Everything is connected. And I feel that someone is experiencing this dynamic either with certain people in their life or possibly even very specifically with this masculine, this King of Swords reversed energy. Now, this does, with the 9 of Swords, feel like someone who's kind of at their wits' end here, feeling extremely unhappy, overwhelmed, and stressed out. This also may be someone who's very much in regrets over something. I'm also picking up that Divine Feminine, you may have empathically picked up on this person's energy, and whether this is a friend, a family member, someone platonic or romantic, their energy may have hit you in a way where you may have actually had to lay down in the middle of the day, or you may have suddenly felt sick to your stomach. I'm getting a lot of solar plexus sorts of sensations coming through here as well. Now, of course, I always say I am not a medical professional, so always be sure to consult a doctor with any particular symptoms you're having. But I do feel that energetically speaking, there is something happening with the solar plexus as a result of the energy this person is sending you. It's almost like they're holding on really tight to something. It might be you that they're holding on to here, being very rigid in a way, not wanting to let you go is what I'm getting here, but also not fully giving to you in the 3D. It's almost like this person is energetically holding on to you really tightly, but not positively contributing to your life in the 3D. And it also seems as though they underappreciate, or in the past underappreciated, your presence in their life because they were very much in their ego. This is a very interesting energy here. I know this won't apply to everyone. As I always say, always only take what resonates with you personally. I do tend to channel many different energies throughout these readings. I do feel like there's a very codependent dynamic here. This person seems to either dislike being alone with themselves, or being alone has pushed them into this feeling of stress and overwhelm. I feel that you would be more open to coming up with some kind of a resolution or a harmonious kind of compromise here with this person when it comes to your communication, your boundaries, your connection with them. But it feels very much as though they are in this stubborn energy, not really wanting to compromise here. Again, I'm still trying to clarify this energy. It's very, very heavy. I feel like it's being projected onto you. This also could be someone who is in a King of Wands reversed energy as well. So they may have been dishonest in the past, or spiritually speaking, you may have this cosmic intelligence, this sense that you cannot fully, openly trust this person, even though I feel you have a lot of care for them. You seem to have this cosmic sense that they are struggling with their own demons, so to speak, their own shadows, and that possibly you cannot fully trust them completely. I almost feel like you may have to filter some of what you say around them, or it's almost like you can't be entirely open with this person. This is speaking to one of those dynamics, by the way, where it feels like you have to keep your heart chakra closed a little bit in order to connect with them more physically. Like when you're around this person, you might start to feel your heart close off a little bit. This isn't you or something that you're doing. This is an effect that they seem to be having on you. They make you naturally feel very self-protective, possibly even defensive when you're around them. And with the 10 of Swords reversed, I am again getting that sense of, it's almost like abandoning, running away. You may have needed to just drop this situation or let go of this person for the time being, or this might be something that you're contemplating doing. I feel like there's a level of guilt wrapped up here on your end for some reason when it comes to this particular person, regardless of the connection or relationship that you have with them. I do want to channel a bit more on that. So what is that feeling of guilt coming up here? Okay, release the guilt and step into your power with Goddess of the Moon upright. This does feel like a hyper-specific reading, but for whoever this is for, you are being called to look at the bigger picture of you as this all-encompassing goddess-esque powerful manifesting being that you are. I almost feel like being around this person might make you forget certain aspects of who you are. You might feel disempowered in their presence, and I see you being called up to your power here. Yeah, we also have Door to Spirit upright. So again, this sense of spiritual awakening, keeping your eyes set on this grander vision of your life. It's almost as though perhaps pushing against this situation hasn't been working, or it's been very triggering on both sides. But I feel your guides saying, instead of pushing against or trying to fight against anything here, allow yourself to simply expand and evolve out of it. So in a sense, whoa, and right as I said that, we had the yin yang card, which is my number one twin flame card in the deck. This may even be a very complex twin flame dynamic. This person could be a twin flame catalyst, meaning a twin flame specifically sent into your life to rattle you awake spiritually, to create a lot of upheaval and ego death, massive amounts of change. Now, that's not to say this catalytic twin flame connection can't transform into a harmonious healed twin flame connection, because I do feel that it could undergo that transformation if this is a twin flame. For others of you, this may mean that as you stand in your power and stay focused on the bigger picture, spiritually speaking, you are calling in a harmonious divine counterpart situation here, whether that is with someone from your past who is healing or with someone entirely new. It's almost as though you've been feeling stuck, possibly in love or in a particular situation. And right as I said that, we have all tied up upright, confirming that my guides are really talkative today with someone. Someone really needs to hear this message. If you've been feeling stuck romantically in a love situation, possibly in a twin flame situation, And it's been causing you to be hard on yourself, judging yourself, possibly feeling a sense of self-doubt or low self-esteem. Know that something is really being aligned here because we have the divine timing card. However, of course, time is technically irrelevant. It's all about energy and aligning with energy, which then sets us on a new timeline trajectory and alters the frequency of both our past, present, and of course our future outcomes as well. And I feel that you are doing that timeline shifting work, that you are expanding your vision, expanding yourself, aligning with a very high vibrational timeline. And this is altering a situation that has in the past felt out of your control, stuck, or very disempowering to you. But again, the key here is to fully remain in your power and to let go bravely of anything that feels as though it's creating heaviness in your heart, in your life, or weighing you down from aligning with your highest vibrational path. The ironic thing about this dynamic as well, if this person coming through is someone who's created a lot of heaviness in your life, but that you're still really desiring to connect with in the future, sometimes, ironically, the way to preserve the harmonious, healed version of a connection is to have the courage to let go of the past of that particular connection. Sometimes this involves withdrawing your presence, your energy, your communication, setting boundaries, doing whatever you need to do to keep your heart open, to stand in your power, to focus on your own expansion and aligning with your highest timeline. And if that person is a twin flame or a high-level soulmate, someone that holds the potential energetically to align with you in a healed, harmonious way, then more often than not, they will actually be vibrationally called up over time to that higher timeline. And it has the potential to entirely transform connections in truly ways that might look miraculous to other people. I just feel that someone may have needed that message, that for someone listening, that's something that your soul is very much aware of. But it's very difficult for the human self because, again, staying in your power at times is requiring you to set very strong boundaries to really protect your energy with the garden and the gate upright, and to focus on cultivating that abundant energy from within yourself by recognizing the value of your energy, knowing that your energy is your currency. With door to value in the upright position, the numbers 31 or 13 might be significant to someone. Yeah, with the World card, there is a massive expansion taking place of someone, their life, their heart space at this time. I'm hearing your love can be felt by everyone that's ever known you because of the way that you are currently opening your heart chakra. I'm getting chills all over, by the way, just channeling this. Because of the way you're opening your heart chakra, anyone who has ever loved you or who you've ever loved in the past is now feeling the presence of that love energy, of that heart chakra energy. Even if it's someone that you haven't spoken to or communicated with in 3D for years. So don't be surprised if in the physical, in a manifested way, people from your past reach out or re-enter your life, even in ways that seem very serendipitous or just completely random out of the blue. They might reach out to you, you might run into them. I feel that energetically because of how open your heart chakra is. Again, anyone who has ever felt that heart chakra energy before is recognizing subconsciously that you are massively expanding your heart space, and they're feeling magnetically drawn into that. Heart chakra energy is the most magnetic energy on the planet. And you're going to see that magnetism showing up increasingly in your connections specifically. So I'm going to go ahead and close this first reading here by pulling a 𝘮𝘮𝑦𝘮𝑚𝑦 oracle card. Typically, I talk more in the readings about what we're going to be discussing in the extended reading on Patreon. I do always channel extended readings on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, following these live premiere readings done at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in today's video, of course, there will still be an extended reading, but I really don't know exactly what that's going to look like. I will be leaving it very open-ended, which means your energetic presence in that extended reading will be actively co-creating it. But if you would like to explore more about joining our Patreon Soul Tribe and listening to the extended version of this reading today, if you are feeling guided to it, I will be leaving a link to that in the pinned comment and the description box that is under this video. So let's go ahead and channel from the cards, You Who Show the Way. Isn't that so fitting? That really brings us full circle to the beginning of the reading. We also have the card 1. This is a very strong divine counterpart, potentially twin flame card. It speaks a lot to mirroring, and I feel as though it's almost like you are possibly disconnected from or apart from someone physically, but very much merged energetically, spiritually. It's like you are one at the heart or at the soul. That's just what I'm intuitively getting right away from looking at this card. But of course, I am going to be reading a message from the 𝘮𝘮𝑦𝘮𝑚𝑦 guidebook as well. So the guidebook here says, I have abolished duality or separation from myself. I have seen the two worlds as one. One I seek, one I know, one I see, and one I call. You look for me, and what do you see? You. Am I playing games with you? Holding up a mirror for you to behold God. Yes, these are games of love and truth. We are one, playing hide and seek in love's great playground. Like molten gold, poured from the furnace of divine love into a one-of-a-kind mold. You are created uniquely and of divine essence. You are both the lover and the beloved. There is no aspect of your life separate from your spiritual journey, and there is no aspect of you that is not of divine origin. So then, why the frowning, the fear, or the questioning? Let me share a sublime secret with you. Let me whisper it into your heart now. There is nothing to fear. All is unfolding according to divine genius, and there is a sweet shift in store for you. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the first reading here on YouTube. Of course, if my energy resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. I do channel readings here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I invite you to join me for the live premiere of Wednesday's reading at 12 p.m. as well. I will leave a link to the Patreon version of the reading for those of you now heading over to Patreon along with me. And again, if you feel guided to take a look at that, it is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today. I hope you have a really great start to your week, and I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's reading.